Vanna White, and Weird Al Yankovic. Okay, enjoy the awards.
Ready, 3 and 3.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're looking at the funniest moments from the Naked Gun trilogy. Since we're only focusing on the movies, we sadly have to exclude the original TV series, Police Squad.
Tonight's episode, The Broken Promise.
Number 10. Bribery. The Naked Gun from the files of Police Squad.
He was found by the night watchman. We better do some checking around. I'm going to talk to the harbor master.
I'll walk around the docks, take a snoop.
Before even getting to this scene's funniest bit, the audience is already cracking up as Frank's reckless driving sends a fisherman into the water where a body outline floats. Looking for leads on Nordberg, Frank questions a peer employee. He tries refreshing the dockman's hazy memory with a couple of Jacksons.
You familiar with that face?
I don't know. My memory ain't so great.
Oh, yeah? Maybe this'll refresh your memory.
I don't know, it's still kind of hazy.
How about this?
Yeah, I remember him. I used to see him around. Why do you want to know?
We've seen this set up in other cop stories, although the money gets mixed up as the two go back and forth. Frank and the dockman seemingly can't keep track of who's interrogating who, exchanging cash with every question and answer.
He tried to push something on one of my boys, I swear it. So what are you going to do about it, copper?
Well, why should I tell you?
Maybe this'll help.
I still don't think I should tell you.
Ironically, Frank walks away with an extra 20, while the dockman is left with a lighter wallet. Yet neither recognizes the miscalculation in this transaction, blissfully ignorant of how bribery is supposed to work.
You spot me at 20? How about now?
All right, I'm going down to Ludwig's office. I'll find out if you're telling the truth.
Number 9. Crashing the Oscars. Naked Gun 33 1/3. The final insult.
Hey, it's Frank.
The trilogy's grand finale takes Frank and Jane to the Academy Awards, which is sadly the closest this franchise came to a shiny gold man. We guess you could call this payback, as Frank makes a mockery of the classy affair.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to present the
While searching for an envelope containing a bomb, Frank stumbles onto the stage. After botching a presentation with Raquel Welch, he throws a Pia Zadora performance off key. The titular final insult is saved for a showdown between Frank and the villainous Rocco. While Frank rescues Jane, Rocco's plan literally blows up in his face. As chaotic as things get, it wouldn't be the last time the Oscars had a fiasco with the Best Picture envelope. This arguably isn't the most violent Oscar ceremony either.
And they told me I couldn't do drama.
Number 8. Runaway Nordberg. The Naked Gun 2.5. The Smell of Fear.
I'm onto something big, but I need you and Nordberg tomorrow. What's he doing in Detroit?
After spending most of the first movie hospitalized, Detective Nordberg returned to duty in the sequel. That doesn't mean he's spared any pain. In what might be the character's funniest physical comedy bit, Nordberg trails a van. We mean that literally, as he's stuck under the vehicle, getting dragged along for the ride. Even after freeing himself, Nordberg's suffering is only starting.
Look, Ed, he's real close now.
Step on it.
He slides under Frank and Ed's car as they hit the gas, obliviously taking their colleague down an inconveniently cluttered road. Once they hit the brakes, Nordberg is sent under a bus headed out of state. The kicker? The state is Detroit. It's surely the craziest thing that ever happened to O.J. Simpson on the open road that didn't involve a white Bronco.
We'll send him plane fare and a new pair of pants.
Number 7. Frank Meets Jane. The Naked Gun from the files of Police Squad.
She had a full set of curves and the kind of legs you'd like to suck on for a day.
Much like how Leslie Nielsen came from a dramatic background, Priscilla Presley might have seemed like an unusual candidate for a slapstick-heavy spoof. Elvis's former wife proved to be a natural comedic talent, though. Just as Nielsen's Frank says everything with a straight face, Presley remains in character even as the alluring Jane trips down a flight of stairs and bumps into a wall.
Yep. This was starting to get interesting.
While Frank is drawn to Jane's hair, figure, and suckable legs, he's most impressed with her beaver. Before you try demonizing us, YouTube, we're talking about a stuffed animal.
Nice beaver.
Thank you. I just had it stuffed.
Let me help you with that.
The innuendos don't end there, as Frank tells Jane about his big gun. It's not what you think. Or maybe it is.
I've heard police work is dangerous.
It is. That's why I carry a big gun.
Aren't you afraid it might go off accidentally?
I used to have that problem.
And what did you do about it?
I just think about baseball.
Number 6. Roof Shootout. The Naked Gun 2.5. The Smell of Fear.
Frank, over there! Take cover!
With Jane taken hostage, Frank, Ed, and Nordberg find themselves surrounded by gunfire. At times, the shootout might look like something from a legitimate crime drama. Upon closer inspection, you'll notice just how ludicrous this shootout is. Virtually everyone has terrible aim, unable to shoot one another even at point-blank range. They'd be better off throwing their guns at each other, which Frank eventually does, and it's surprisingly effective. Meanwhile, the assailants fail to acknowledge Nordberg in the background, assembling a weapon that grows more and more convoluted. We can't argue with the results. How did Nordberg go from a basic firearm to a tank? For that matter, where did all the pieces come from? In any case, this scene deserves a thumbs up. Number 5. Safe Sex. The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad.
You said we should have dinner sometime. Tonight became sometime.
Frank is reluctant to fall in love again after losing his girl in a tragic blimp accident. Yet, he can't deny his feelings for Jane, letting down his guard. Although Frank opens his heart to Jane, he still believes in using protection. The two strip down, with Frank effectively yanking his wardrobe right off.
I want you to know it. Practice safe sex.
So do I.
As quickly as the two lovers tear away their clothes, they both find themselves completely engulfed in extra large rubbers. Although director David Zucker was open to using stunt doubles, Presley agreed to suit up, despite her claustrophobia. Zucker says that Nielsen enjoyed being in a giant condom. Jerry Zucker said in the same interview, he actually had his own that he brought. We think he was joking, but we wouldn't put it past Nielsen. Number 4. Driving Lesson. The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad.
Police squad! Follow that black car!
Some might know John Houseman for his Oscar-winning performance in 1973's The Paper Chase. Naked Gun fans will recognize Houseman from another chase, in what would ultimately be a posthumous performance. The late British actor played a driving instructor who crosses paths with Frank Drebin. When Frank tells student driver Stephanie to pursue a criminal, the instructor sees a teachable moment. Even as glass shatters everywhere and a truck nearly crashes into them, the teacher remains calm.
Turn right! Follow him to the right!
It's okay. Now, normally, you would not be going 65 down the wrong way of a one-way street.
That said, he isn't above instructing Stephanie to flip the bird.
Gently extend your arm. Extend your middle finger. Very good. Well done.
Stephanie proves herself to be a real firecracker behind the wheel. Likewise, the assailant's wild ride builds to a fireworks store where we get possibly the funniest variation ever on the "nothing to see here" gag.
All right, move on! Nothing to see here! Please disperse! Nothing to see here, please!
Number 3. Our Babies. Naked Gun 33 1/3, The Final Insult. The baby carriage on the steps trope traces back to 1925's Battleship Potemkin. Modern audiences are more inclined to associate this imagery with two other movies, The Untouchables and Naked Gun 33 1/3. Brian De Palma's influence is evident here. Staking out a train station, Frank reads a newspaper with a stupidly clever headline. Unfortunately, several mothers choose now to take their babies for a stroll. Several strollers, a lawnmower, and multiple world leaders get caught in the middle of a shootout, with Frank taking out disgruntled postal workers and Nordberg catching babies like some sort of football star. This opening is a nightmare. No, it's actually just a nightmare, which we should have guessed from that dyslexia joke. You can't read in a dream after all. Number 2. Mike Malfunction. The Naked Gun from the Files, a Police Squad.
Queen Elizabeth has included the city of Los Angeles as one of the 3 cities she will visit during her American tour.
With Queen Elizabeth visiting the States, Police Squad is tasked with protecting her. Frank doesn't inspire more confidence at a press conference where he has a tall glass of water before speaking. After Frank questions the very idea of having a monarch, it seems things can't possibly get more awkward.
For no matter how silly the idea of having a queen might be to us, as Americans, we must be gracious and considerate hosts.
That is, until Frank visits the little boy's room with his mic still on. When Frank unzips his pants and lets loose, it doesn't just sound like someone going to the bathroom. It's as if the floodgates are being opened.
Especially exciting will be the Queen's public appearances.
It doesn't help that Frank likes to sing as he takes a dinghy while families watch at home. The mayor attempts to move forward, but eventually concedes that this conference is already in the toilet. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Frank the Tank, The Naked Gun 2 1/2, The Smell of Fear, turning a hostage situation into a zoo.
Now put your hands on top of your head and come out. We've got you around out front. Hey! What are you doing? Where are you going, Frank?
Shower Attack, The Naked Gun 2 1/2, The Smell of Fear. He might have succeeded if he couldn't resist a duet.
Can it be that it was all so simple then? Or has time rewritten it?
Ambushing Dictators, The Naked Gun from the Files, a Police Squad. Police Squad has no jurisdiction.
Of weak people, a people ripe for destruction. Cowards, no longer willing to fight.
Lobster, The Naked Gun 2 1/2, The Smell of Fear. It's not Frank's fault they served the noisiest and messiest dish.
Well, we're all well aware of Dr. Meinheimer's reputation, so I think that perhaps he's best qualified to explain his research methods.
Oh!
Dr. Meinheimer.
Wacky Wheels, The Naked Gun 2 1/2, The Smell of Fear. Is this a parody of E.T. or Mac and Me? Let's ask Paul Rudd.
He certainly seems to get around marvelously.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Baseball Hijinks. The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
The first film's climax takes place at Anaheim Stadium, where we're treated to one hilarious set piece after another. Disguised as opera singer Enrico Palazzo, Frank's cover is quickly blown. Not wanting to seem unpatriotic, the police wait until Frank is done butchering the national anthem before continuing their pursuit. Frank returns to the field as an umpire, getting a little too close for comfort.
Little tight in the crotch. Swing.
All right, all set. Okay, play ball.
Nobody is safe in this baseball game, least of all the villainous Vincent Ludwig, who plummets to his doom. If the fall didn't kill him, the vehicles and the marching band definitely did. Happens more than you think. Just ask Ed.
My father went the same way.
We'd say this is overkill, but we'd still rather be Ludwig than Nordberg, whose troubles aren't about to get better.
Nordberg, that's wonderful. Whoa!
Oh, Frank, everyone should have a friend like you.
What's your favorite Naked Gun moment? Let us know in the comments.
All right, move on. Nothing to see here. Please disperse. Nothing to see here, please.